Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Do apologise for the lack of an upload last weekend. As you're probably infinitely aware, because I don't stop talking about it now, the surgery went really well, but good lord, the pain, man. I could do like a cast, which lasts maybe like half an hour to 40 minutes, but sitting down for about 2 hours to play a video game has been nigh on impossible. But we are back, we're ready, and I'm going to try and make this episode a little bit longer than normal, just to make up for lost time. So, in our current mission at the moment, we're looking for Ruby on the coast. We need to return to the felled mural and consult the wind and see if we can figure out where she is. So we're going to have a little listen to the wind and hope something goes on.
The bright mural towers above you, saying, Felled Electrical, R&D.
Now that's a shivers test, so let's double check, see if we've got any shivers clothing that can help us. Anything that's giving us minor shivers at the moment. It does not seem like it. So anything to add the shivers. I do quite like the clothing mechanisms in this game, because essentially it's like, oh god, years ago I used to have this, don't judge me by the by, but most men used to play with action men and, you know, G.I. Joes and stuff. My favourite thing to play with was a scented scarf. Go on then, just add to the vibes. Yeah, I used to have a thing called a Polly Pocket, which I don't know if that was an American thing. It was certainly in the UK. And you used to be able to take your little Polly Pocket and stick her in a dress shop, and then she'd automatically come out in a different outfit. And I personally, that blew my mind. Okay, let's listen to the wind.
Bright mural, a breeze like a quiet sigh moves over you. The cool air breaks across your body. It brings the salt of the sea into your lungs. Go to the children of the big sea.
What the hell was that?
The wind rushes away, leaving you where you were, on the rotting boards of the felled building.
Officer, are you okay? It looked like we lost you for a second.
Oh, I think I need to talk to some kids in the village.
When you're ready.
Oh, okay, so we don't need to waste any points. Even though we failed that, we've still got some bonuses from it. That's quite nice. Polly Pocket, go. Yeah. Could have a nice shirt as well. Because that's physical instrument. I don't feel like punching anyone at the moment. Let's go with conceptualization. Nothing helps you conceptualize better than a crisp ironed white shirt. Although in saying that, it's been years since I've actually done any ironing. I just tend to put things in the wash and then leave them to hang, and then by the sheer force of gravity it kind of does the ironing for me. I know, very interesting. It's what you come to these videos for, isn't it? It's tips on ironing. That's the real gameplay.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Kids, has anything strange happened lately?
We had bad words and said, and got in trouble.
That's naughty.
Bad words. Bad words.
Bad words are bad. Don't say them, kids. It's the first step to a life of crime.
We won't.
The little boy says he adjusts his cap in the cool air.
We learned.
Good. Let's move on. Where did you hear the bad words? Was it from someone on the coast? The radio?
We just heard funny voices.
The boy shrugs. His jacket whispers as his shoulders move.
We thought the voices were funny. We said what they said, and then we got in trouble.
Where did you hear them? Did you overhear someone say them? Was it on the radio?
Radio? What's that? We just heard them in our head.
Oh dear.
Voices from another self. Voices from a deeper self. Voices from early schizophrenia.
I'm not going to ask them about schizophrenia. I assume being children they don't know what schizophrenia is. What do you mean you heard them in your head?
You know, I heard people talking, except just in my head.
I do quite like the voice acting for these children. It's very much, I imagine, they've just got some kids to do it. Like, there's no, like, adults pretending to be kids. I like it. Okay, what did you hear?
It was like, it is time at last. My nasty speed reeks. Our brother man is about to grow up.
A memory stirs. You've heard this quickfire patter before.
DJ Flat Cheers, Big Boy Davey will single because this is the fastest trash that you're ever gonna hear.
That's just adorable.
Turn up the volume. Blow those speakers out. Now here's... No. Don't say bad words, stupid.
A word when you're done.
The lieutenant clears his throat. His eyes are wider than usual.
The boy draws a jagged rock across the ground. It leaves a white scratch.
Okay then, bye kids, take care. What do you want, Kim?
Detective, about what the twins had to say. So, those voices they heard.
Yes, of course, earlier, when you turned the radio on in his Kanema.
Wasn't your radio tuned into Speed Freaks FM? The lieutenant breathed steadily, each inhalation and exhalation controlled.
I can't explain how they heard it. I believe they heard something, and given the poverty of this part of town, I don't know how they could have heard the radio. How weird as it is, the situation is not connected to the murder. This isn't our business.
Are you just embarrassed that we may have had to... Are you just embarrassed that we may have to contact Speed Freaks FM?
No, I just don't see how this furthers our investigation into a murder. That's all.
An ocean breeze blows in strong. He raises his jacket collar against it.
Besides, maybe it was just a radio they overheard. They might not be old enough to know the difference. How would they have heard the voices?
Even if it was a radio, where was it coming from?
The lieutenant shrugs.
Let's at least rule out radios before continuing. Maybe the twins didn't know it was a radio they were hearing. The washerwoman seems to know everything that happens here. Let's ask if she heard anything before moving on. After you.
The lieutenant gestures towards the old woman. Alright then, old woman, what do you know about radios and Speed Freaks FM? She looks like a woman who loves a rave.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you had a radio on the coast in the last week or so?
A radio? Ah, no. We play no radio here. There's one in the shack, but it's never used.
Any idea how the twins could have heard Speed Freaks FM?
Was that the nonsense we was parting? Pah!
She shakes her head.
No, I have no idea where they heard it. We've been in earshot all week, and no radio.
Are you sure you didn't hear any radio playing?
These ears know every sound that belongs to this coast. I would know if I heard anything different.
We good, Kim?
Let's just get it out of the way as fast as we can. Contact dispatch from my kinema and ask them to connect you to the station. Maybe they can shed some light on this.
Ooh, must be exciting for you, Kim. Calling the station you accidentally tuned into.
I'm ready when you are.
He turns his face away toward nothing in particular.
Anything else?
Absolutely not, old woman. Okay, alright. Something tells me that there is some sort of radio being played. Because, I mean, I'm not a sound technical man, as you guys are probably aware. It takes me half an... I mean, how long did it take me to fix the microphone settings on my new microphone? It took me a good while. But from what I understand, sound does travel a fair distance when it's on the wind. And we were listening to it. God, I'm going on all the wrong directions here. You don't play a game for 2 weeks and all of a sudden you completely forget the layout of the land. But yeah, maybe that's what we were hearing when we were listening to the wind. It's just a distant radio. Possibly. Who knows? Alright. Let's contact dispatch.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Alice, I need you to contact me to Speed Freaks FM.
Come again, officer?
I said Speed... I said Speed Freaks FM. Kim's a big fan.
The lieutenant sighs under his breath. Really? He says, low and tired.
Right. One moment, officer.
Excited, Kim?
No.
I have the GMS on the line. I'll connect you now.
Yo!
The word shoots out of the man's mouth like a bullet. Hello, is this DJ Mess?
It is. I got a few minutes before I gotta go back on air. What can I do for you, cop man?
I'm just calling to confirm. Did you debut a new track from DJ Flashier a few days ago?
An asshole is a mouth for shit. And I'm puking.
Okay, but what is the song called?
Yeah, that is song. An asshole is a mouth for shit. And I'm puking.
Jesus, that's... I'm not going to bother him with... If he's only got a limited amount of time, I don't want to risk not being able to ask him any questions. Okay, let's move on. We talked to some kids who said they heard it in their heads. Do you know how that could be possible?
Is that what this is about? Listen, it's not our problem if kids decide to tune into River Shaw's hottest station.
It's not that they played it on the radio. They had it in their heads. Do you know how it's possible?
I don't understand. Are you asking if we can, play our station into people's brains?
That's not exactly where I was going with this in my head. But clearly Harry Dubois has got something in something like that. Oh dear. Neutral response. We need to be boring here. Yeah, like that. Maybe it's a part of your civic duty. You were just testing it out for the government.
We ain't testing anything out for the man, unless it's how many bricks you need to break all his windows. That wasn't a threat, by the way. Just a figure of speech. I'm a spoken word guy. Now, is there anything else you needed?
Just one more thing. Give a shout out to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. He coincidentally has you saved to his station.
Huh?
The sound bubbles out of him, even to his own surprise.
Look at that. His eyes dilate. That's joy, my man. You wouldn't be able to tell, but his glasses just magnify it.
Okay, cop man. Can do, will do. DJ Mesh, out.
The party has terminated the call. Is there anything else I can do for you, officer?
Press the button labelled saved and turn on Speed Freaks FM.
Spoke to the wildest cop in Rivershaw. He asked us to give his buddy cop, longtime listener Kim Kitsuragi, a big shout out. Kim, we love you.
Keep it freaky, like DJ Mesh, DJ Flacho, and your wild friend. This one's for you.
If, when a motor carriage's engine was ignited, it could drive by its own accord off to a high mountain, and there write a song, perhaps it'll be something like what you're hearing now.
We aren't discussing this.
Oh, was he about to play a song then? Oh, that's a shame. I didn't expect it to cut anything off. We are discussing this. After a few bars, Lieutenant turns the radio back to prime line.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect you to someone?
No.
57.
In the cabin.
Cheers for all that. Yeah. There we go. Bless him.
Okay, about that call, let's start from the top. There's no doubt the twins heard Speed Freaks FM. I still don't know how without a radio, but they did.
Spooky shit, but what does it mean? Squinting for.
I don't know what it means.
Lieutenant Gaze travels towards the coast, towards the fishing village so far away. I mean, a weird voice in my head said to talk to the kids. Maybe it's related.
I don't think the voices in your head are related to this, no.
But it didn't sound like one of my thoughts. It sounded like a lady.
The lieutenant gives you a long look.
I don't know what to say to that, or what you want me to say. I'm sorry. Did we ask where the kids were when they heard the voice?
I didn't, sorry.
No need to apologize. I was just going to say it'd be a good idea to ask them. And, Detective, thanks for this. It's been interesting.
Ah. I would say that Kim is definitely one of my favourite fictional characters in video games and writing. He's just such a well-balanced character. I find that in a lot of mediums today, whether it's books, films or video games, a character in a piece of fiction being consistent all the way through. Don't really get that very often in the way that Kim has been written, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, to be fair, all the characters in this are remarkably written. Okay, kids, where'd you hear the voice?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Real quick, boys, where were you when you heard the voices?
There.
The boy points towards one of the ruined monoliths nearby.
We were there.
The other child nods. The felled building looms overhead. Thanks, kids. One says, throwing a rock into the sand.
Full circle. Back to Feld, then. When you're ready.
The boy turns the...
Alright then. So that was a bit of a diatribe. But at least Kim got to hear himself being shouted out on the radio. And realistically, if it makes Kim happy, that's a main vibe for me. Other way. God, Jesus, this pathing. Like Dawn of War pathing, but worse. Okay, Feld Mural. Give us a shout.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D.
Pull on your knowledge to understand the cause of the twins hearing the radio in their heads.
You know a lot about radio. Enough to know you have no idea how or why those boys heard Speed Freaks FM in their heads. Knowledge like that isn't just obscure, it's unknowable. Dangerous theoretical facts like that are probably protected under the coalition government's Articles of Dominion, Title 14, Article 7C. While an expert might be able to suss it out on their own, a layman like you has no hope. You don't know how it happened, but the stores of your knowledge are vast, and there is something crucial in them.
What's that?
You know where Ruby isn't. She isn't in the fishing village. She's not with her bullet under the floorboards in the shack. So where could she be? The alcoholics never mentioned seeing Ruby either. Idiot Doom Spiral gave an exhaustive account of recent events, but never mentioned seeing Ruby. You've searched the whole coast for Morel's traps, just as you didn't find the Insulindian Phasmid. You did not find her. You've even entered the church, met Tiago and Sorna. Some criminals seek sanctuary from sacred buildings, though the sanctuary laws were abolished decades ago. But Ruby wasn't such a one. And you do know one thing about radios, Ulan. Ruby dabbles in advanced radio theories. Ulan, the Speed Freaks mystery. It might just be related.
Does that mean she's here?
If she's here on the coast, she'll be here. And besides, something weird happened to the twins around here. It'd be nice to know what caused that. Another fact for your collection.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk. Its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I'd say, I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me. No. No, we've concluded, surely. The twins did hear the radio from here, so something is happening.
True. And Ruby does have radio experience, as evidenced by her lorry. But how do we even get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Ah, there's a ladder next to the sign. Point to it. Perhaps we can climb it. Even enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We're not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
Okay, well, we'll give the ladder a go first. And then if that fails, we'll just break something, I guess.
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
190, I'm a giant.
Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Astral projection. Be open-minded about this.
I suppose, I mean, our yellow skills, from what I understand, aren't amazing. But our conceptualization, where are you? That's a 5, right there. Compared to our other skills, maybe reconceptualizing this might be the way forward. What if I don't climb? What if I just Teleport.
Teleportation is not a thing.
The lieutenant stares at you, stern-faced. Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Alright, Savoy Flare. Oh, so we're still using our yellow skills. Not ready to do this yet. Okay, Savoy Flare. What you got for me? Oh dear, there's lots of minuses to our Savoy Flare. I'm probably mispronouncing that as well. Not known for my ability to read or do basic nonsense. We don't have much for this. Ah, there we go. Sunglasses, that'll help, I imagine. Do you have anything giving us a minus to it? Anything at all? No. Okay, right, let's give it a bash. Teleport to the roof.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
Jesus, I did it, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it, like a regular person.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear...
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Amazing. I don't care what Kim says, we have mastered the art of teleportation. Put our regular sunglasses back on. Ah, I knew it. I knew we could do it. What are you? Big green thing. The central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. Fair enough. Okay, Ruby, where are you? Some paper on the floor. It's a postcard. Nice. Got the window here. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. Doesn't seem like there's much else to do. Let's go down here. Alright, it might be wise to equip our torch down here. Gotta keep the recycling on the go, though. What are you? Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe. Brought down and forgotten so long ago. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One could barely squeeze by. Very spooky. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. Oh, there's Kim. Hello, Kim.
Two rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Push the doors open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the two metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
How did you even get there?
After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before.
He's quite proud of himself.
Oh, well, Major... at least we know a quick way in and out.
Yes, we have an exit, so let's get going. Time to investigate these passages.
He peers into the darkness. Alright then, Kim. Dangerous suspect. On the loose in dark and foreboding places. Old file... an old file... But... God, speaking so hard. Old file folders in the car, or whatever the rest of that said. Is this a dead end? Any other stuff here? What are you? A series of thick, dusty panes of glass. We have got an interstellary suit jacket. Nice. 1 plus suggestion. What we'd like to hear. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Ooh, how do we get in there? Oh, we just walk in. Fair enough. Stale fabric, smell and dust. No one slept in here for months, maybe even years. These pots and plates are full of dust and spiderwebs. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flies and brochures. The same slit window you saw from outside.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary?
Peek out.
Outside the window, desolation. Snow falls softly onto the coastal sand, where it melts almost instantly. On rooftops, it lingers.
Turn to Kim. Could the killer have used this as a hideout?
It's a great place to hide, certainly. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages.
Kim, I can't see the whirling rags. The shot didn't come from here.
Indeed. No one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough.
The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, hello.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spiderweb in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly.
It's Kraz Mazov. What a troublemaker he was.
Yes. Looks like some latter-day radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
What's with all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Ah, fair enough. Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. Okay, let's go. Fair enough. Communism around every corner in Martinez. We do have a revolutionary's hat, which we shan't be wearing, for we are politically neutral in all things. We are centrists. That's a rule. Boot prints in the sand. One of the souls appears to have worn more worn than the other. Ooh, that's like the footsteps in the near the hanged man. There's something in the air, an unnatural breeze. But the footsteps go right. But I'm going to go left initially, just in case there's anything. Tunnel's collapsed. You may have to find another way around. Oh, there's only the option to go right. Fair enough, game. Fair enough. It's getting louder. The buzzing sound.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Hold on, you really don't feel anything?
No, but you are the sensitive one.
He trusts your gut feeling on this.
I saw them too. Footprints with the right sole worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
So we found out Everart's plan to take the harbour. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
We know what Joyce knows about the murder, but I may have other things to discuss with her.
Yes. There won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it now, but...
If you must.
Oh, I suddenly remembered we were running the serial number on the victim's armor.
You think we should finish running it now? Maybe you're right. It might not be as useful later.
It's a minor point. Don't worry too much about this. There are bigger fish.
To be fair, we've kind of done a lot of this anyway, haven't we? I swear we've told Joyce about Everart's plan. I'm absolutely certain. How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smiles in the dark.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
That's very foreboding. Okay, right, if we want the element of surprise, we need to... I imagine we don't want to walk in with a flashlight out, so let's replace our flashlight with a gun. Yeah. And then we shall... I don't know, a bottle of wine in one? Potentially, okay, if we might be able to offer some parley with some Commodore Red.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
Discard for...
Oh,
nope.
no, you don't. Not this one. That's not you. You...
Look at the bottle.
Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds.
Oh god, this is not what I wanted. This I didn't want to drink before we're going into a very serious moment.
Wow. The gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it.
No, I'm not doing it. Ignore the thought.
Fine. We're not worried. You'll crawl back to this bottle soon enough. We'll give you another chance. Booze always gives you another chance. Not all of us.
Okay, right. Mild alcoholic thoughts aside. Let's be careful in our approach.
Your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
Cover your ears.
No, buddy. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
Oh god, she's a noise marine. Let's take some drugs to heal ourselves.
Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
Well, that wasn't pleasant.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So,
What we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
But the conversation is so boring. This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Have you experienced a compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Oh god, please could you turn it down, or can I ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Oh, I'm gonna skip that. The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but she can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
They didn't rat you out, by the way, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find to my back.
You're desperate, aren't you?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today.
Did you show Lael?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
When I threatened to arrest her, Classier broke. She told me everything.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else.
It didn't help her. She was a fugitive. We took her in.
I'm sad to hear that. The girl was playing some dangerous games, but even with what she did to me, I wouldn't have wished that upon her. She had some pretty messed up people after her. She's going to come out of that meat grinder a different person, if she comes out at all. But Clausia couldn't have known I was here. How did you?
Your own boys told us you were on the coast.
My boys?
Yes, and the ones you poached from Titus, and Titus himself.
What is this? I thought Titus and I had a decent collegial relationship. Oh, doesn't even matter. How could they be my boys when they're not even my friends? Those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
That's the idea. If we just get her really depressed, we might be able to beat her in this combat.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Well... Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? not personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
You liked Classier a lot.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
But you wanted to be more than just friends.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
She said you wanted to run away with her.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
Clausia only said they maybe kissed. Someone is lying here.
Wait, Classier said you only kissed.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Seriously, just move on.
Okay, fair enough. Then what happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Okay. And despite everything, you helped her by staging the lynching.
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
Fair enough. There are other things I want to ask about.
It's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Did you leave any flowers for Classier on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
They weren't just flowers, they were symbols of a revolution.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Okay, she didn't leave the Maybells.
No, I did not.
You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, he didn't. I found out my own way.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
A bitter smile.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
Lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
He turns the knob down just a millimeter. But you're threatening us with it now.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
He responds, holding your gaze. Any of this else being useful? You ought to hang out on rooftops.
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Clausia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Clausia.
Ah, so you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. In fact, the shot couldn't have possibly come from the roof. Otherwise, we would have heard it downstairs.
No one mentioned hearing any shots. And a rifle like the one used would have been loud. She's right. I don't think the shot came from the roof.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Okay, suggestion. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
For this radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Clausia's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent? Oh, look at that. I can say things in Spanish.
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to him. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
No, we already know our real name, Logic. Don't worry about it. La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to know all about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre, anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
Okay, when I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who was in the squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying. That sound about right?
Satellite Officer Vic Mayer looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Miller. We could either take a room here in the Whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstam. He can give us a ride.
Those might be the people in the hotel. I think I know them. They're in Martinez.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here. Please leave.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
A voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Okay then, what happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity. She's refusing to adopt the demeanor of a cornered animal, a leader with no one to lead. She still wants to retain some control of the situation.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Klasia said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
I do like how Kim's going from being in pain to being totally calm and chill. Glacier found it weird you came up with a plan so quickly.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Ah, so she was pretending to... Well, potentially. We don't know. Ruby could be lying, but... interesting.
She lied to you about that, too.
That's bad. That should be so calm.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she could have killed the Merc herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Okay, do we try and destroy the machine? It's 58%. We can't let it go. Let's give it a go. Oh, never mind.
The violet-white noise becomes even more overwhelming closer to the compressor. Feels like your brain is swelling up in your skull.
Hold very still.
There. I told you it's best not to move.
Just try not to collapse.
Look, I know this isn't very fun for you, so let's wrap this up. You have a tribunal to attend.
Do you know something about the tribunal the mercenaries are planning?
Tribunal is an awfully fancy word for what they're going to do. But yeah, I was listening to their frequency. They've finished their investigation. Now they're gonna put on a show before meting out punishment. Even though those assholes gave me up, I'm worried for the boys. And you. Watch out for yourselves. You seem to have a habit of walking into traps.
They're planning to set us up for a trap?
I'm guessing you don't know that a third mercenary has come to town just in time for the tribunal. Now you do.
A third? Oh, this is bad.
As I said, watch out.
She nods.
The pain is becoming unbearable now.
I can't take it anymore. Just go.
Glad to have been of assistance. Best of luck to you, officers. Revishal's a bitch.
The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
The rascal. God, I do apologise if that noise was unbearable. Quite painful for me.
All things considered, it could have gone worse.
Wait, shouldn't we go after her?
No, I don't think she did it. She's someone else's case now.
What now?
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into a trap like that. This isn't going to look good in the report.
He looks around, then points further into the caravan.
Her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
Okay, alright. Well, we weren't that successful. We can put our alcohol down, I guess. She was not in the mood for some Commodore Red. Get our flashlight out. See better in this caravan. Cooking utensils. She has prepared herself porridge with bananas. Ooh, £8. Nice. A tent.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
Look inside.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlight on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook? Take it.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Alright, okay then, Kim. let's do some reading.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. This was important to her, when it was still hers.
Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kinds of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
What did she write the day Lael died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Okay, and anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
No mention of Spanish man.
What about this M? Could this be La Puta Madre? Here, March 9th and March 15th.
Read the entry from March 9th first.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake.
Am I sure this is a mistake? Look at me.
Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin.
That's a good point. Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me.
That ping was my e-cig in the computer again. I really should stop doing that.
Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly. The call was a courtesy. He must have held her in high regard to personally tell her he knew about her plan to run drugs for the competition.
Ah, so I'll be honest, I'm not following this all that well. Something about drugs and stuff. It's not part of the case. What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
Lieutenant tapped on the page.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good that we didn't catch her.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Then who do you think killed Lael?
Claudia was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or...
But no one heard the shot.
Maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we should go back to the Whirling, see if we can find out more about her time there. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the Whirling in rags. Questions to ask. Let's be careful, though. The tip she gave us about the tribunal was disturbing.
Okay. Alright, so we've got a tribunal to go to. That sounds quite disturbing, although we do have a thing to look at here. We've got... drugs. Excellent. And what are you? Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Okay, alright, so we have got potential mercenaries to discuss with and stuff. What are you? Oh, it's more barrels. Hello, barrels. Money. And more money. What are you? A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Yeah, the mercenaries are outside the Whirling Rags, apparently.
Rattan! Now is the time!
Time for what?
Oh, you will see.
It feels like the tie is rubbing itself against your chest like a cat in heat.
First the spirits! The blue medicinal spirits! Grab the bottle and uncork it! It is time to unleash the other world!
What? Right now? Ruby's gone. I don't really think it's time to celebrate here.
Hush, hush, Bratan. Now is not the time to celebrate. Now is the time to get ready! Trust me on this! This is what it's all been building towards! It's gonna be off the hook! Off all hooks!
Okay, slowly uncork the blue medicinal spirit.
The bottle opens with a silent, mysterious hiss. The fumes rising from its mouth are as crisp as the northern winds.
Now, Bratan, take me off!
What? But then we'd lose the tie. What? I didn't know I could do that.
Bratan! Have I ever lied to you? Just take me off!
The necktie tugs encouragingly at your neck. Take the necktie off.
Your fingers manage to undo the oily knot, and the necktie slides off. It looks so frail sitting there in your hand, weighing almost nothing.
Now what?
Now, put me in the bottle!
But why?
Trust me! Just trust me! You and I are gonna have so much fun it should be illegal!
I suspect that it might be.
Just put me in the bottle, Bratan! I'm not gonna let you down! You and I are like the same person!
Put the necktie in the bottle.
As the necktie slides into the purifying liquid, large stains of grease rise off from it and float to the surface. There, they quickly dissolve and disappear completely, cleansed by the blue spirit fire of 98.7% pure alcohol. The fabric looks almost new again, no longer like a disgusting worm of the lower intestine, but like a colorful and deadly poisonous reef snake of the Insulindian Ocean.
So what next?
The necktie floats in the bluish liquid with almost unearthly grace.
Necktie?
There is silence.
Oh no. Oh, he's gone. He's drunk or something. Cork the bottle and put it away.
The lieutenant has been observing you quietly all this time. He's struggling to keep silent, but finally seems to give up.
I've got to ask, what are you doing?
As always, lie.
Oh, I can't lie. Okay, Kim. I didn't want to tell anyone, but my necktie's been talking to me lately.
Of course it has.
He doesn't look too surprised. It started when I woke up in the Whirling Rags. It's been talking to me ever since.
And what has the necktie been telling you, if I may ask?
We're buds, mostly just goofing around.
Okay, so why did you put it in the bottle?
I simply don't know.
Right, okay. Anyway, I'm glad you told me your necktie has been speaking to you. That must not have been easy.
For a second it looks like he's about to add something.
We're all under stress. This is turning into a great big mess. I'm not judging. Just keep it together.
Let's go.
He concludes. Oh, well, I appreciate that. He hasn't judged us for talking to our tie. He just says, oh, yeah, it must be quite difficult. Right, okay, so... Tribunal. There's a guys with guns, so I imagine we will need to keep into consideration that we will be potentially fighting people. We've got a gun, we've got we've got 2 skill points to do, so I think... Ooh, reactions... I think 1 in reaction speed for our gun, and 1 at... I have no idea whether we're going to be doing any fighting or not. So let's just... But I'm just thinking just in case, because we've got our physical instrument relatively high, considering it's our weakest skill. But yeah, just in case we need to use our gun. And anything for reaction speed in our clothing. I mean... We've got reaction speed. Jeans are not the way forward. But we don't have any... Oh no, we've got... Got our trousers. Okay. We've got a free space in our neck. So let's go with... Let's go with these, whatever these are. Empathy, we might need that. Because hopefully we could talk people down. But I think, realistically, that's all we're getting here. Our glasses, I imagine, yeah, -1 perception. Let's add some cool shades. They're huge though, aren't they? Christ. Okay, I think we've got a good mixture of empathy and potential shooty things. I mean, as you know, I have played this game all the way through, so I actually know what is always going to happen, but half the things that have happened in this playthrough I have not seen before, so I'm assuming that things have changed, or maybe the outcomes will be different, or stuff. We don't need a torch anymore. Let's go back to our recycling. Recycling is always quite important. Oh, actually, no. Just in case, let's just have our gun out. Ready to be the long arm of the law. Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash me every MC in Revachol. I was referring to that over there. Fair enough. But yeah, it's a shame that we didn't catch Ruby. But, I mean, she did make it sound like Classier was a little bit more involved than originally anticipated. Realistically though, she did lie to us like 3 or 4 times, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ruby is the more honest out of the 2. But then if we've already caught Classier, and she was involved, then we've kind of already solved the murder mystery.
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger. You are prepared. Don't put away your friend. Your weapon. The barrels of your Villier's 9mm pistol shine threateningly in the cold spring light. Wait. Your old friend has prepared you for this, at great cost to himself. Make sure you have the spirit bomb in your hand when shit goes south.
Kim, there's danger up ahead.
Yes, I hear commotion. Let's go.
I'm scared.
This isn't the time for fear. Go.
I was hoping for Kim to give me some inspiration. Okay. Oh, it's a spirit bomb. Shit. That's... Did not expect it. Can I equip you? There we go. Spirit bomb in one hand. That's... Oh, we've made a Molotov cocktail. That's what we've done there. Oh no.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right?
Shut up. You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. There's something very wrong with him.
He's dangerous. Shh. Lieutenant raises his left hand.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Sounds like the armor figure is weeping.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, she was right. That must be the 3rd mercenary.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
Whisper, the big one is the mercenary at the gates, the scab leader.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
We're out of time. This is...
the mercenary tribunal.
What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
Okay. Here we go. Stop, this is the police.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
He licks his lips, waving his gun at the crowd. Losing his balance for a moment, he staggers backward.
I think he's calmed down a bit.
Pig, fuck!
It's the only word you can make out. It doesn't sound calm. Easy now. No one needs to die here today.
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up for everyone to see.
To be fair, that was not cool of them. And take note that all these guys are in that super duper power armor, which light arms can't really pierce, so we don't really have anything heavy to pierce their armor. Got such a cool looking armor as well.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the blue medicinal spirit in your hand seems to have a pulsating glow. It feels enticing somehow.
All right, end game. Light me on fire and throw me in his face.
Oh, horrific necktie.
Wait, it's a good thing you have an anthropomorphic petrol bomb. It really is. But you have to soften him up first. Present an argument.
Of course. The way to really reduce a man's armor is by presenting him rhetorical questions. You've brought Bracker from out of town.
Oh yeah, that's Rude. Rude, the killer, Owen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out.
What was that, Rude?
Rip you open.
The killer?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer.
He points to the figure clad entirely in ceramic plate.
What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Cloven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
Count the figures.
About 50 little stick figures. All of them black, plus 2 little white ones in the end.
You really think you're tough, huh? This killing is meaningless.
Huh?
He just stares at you with watery eyes.
What are we waiting for? Let's blow that pig fucking mouth off his face.
Lance Corporal, just fucking shut up and wait for your order.
He is not used to commanding or leading. He feels uncomfortable. He'd rather shoot to kill.
Listen, they didn't do it.
Yeah? Who did then?
Oh, God. It was Classier.
The bird. You're fucking telling me a bird killed our cub?
Anything just to... I know it's a lie, but just to get these guys to calm down.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
She was the only person in the room when he died, upstairs.
You think I'm fucking stupid? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kid? Go ahead. Tell me about some fucking room again.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
Oh. Logic. Damn it. Logic is now a strong suit. Why? Shit. We've got to give it a go. We've got to give it a go.
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said, we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
Listen, he was shot. He wasn't hanged. Listen to me.
You're lying. DePaul heard it.
He doesn't move the weapon.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
The hanging was only a cover-up. Listen.
Fucking liars.
He pulls the trigger. A plume of smoke erupts from the muzzle of his gun.
The shot rings in your ears. A low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a small pane of the glass window behind her.
I missed.
The man looks at his revolver and smiles.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they hanged him. All of them together. They made it real clear.
That doesn't sound good. You need to change the topic now, or there will be another shot. What topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call.
Oh, God. You're all drunk. Look at yourselves. No, insulting them is probably not the way forward. The Wild Pine Reps does not approve of this.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
He laughs. It's a hollow laughter. We're working together. She knew you were going out of control. She told me.
She's gone, you stupid fuck. Sailed off 5 minutes ago. She doesn't give a shit about you, Silos.
Stay cool! Don't do anything stupid!
Titus shouts to his men in the background.
The company bitch is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
He looks around, tired suddenly, sad even.
Guys, I just get in the way. I don't even have a gun.
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
They're huddled close in a formation. Still, the rest will stay. Even if it means dying here with him.
So I've got rhetoric, think of an argument, which is 58%, or we do light the spirit bomb and launch it at him. We've got to try and think of an argument. We've got to resolve this peacefully before we attempt anything physical. Let's think of an argument.
All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Cranell would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
Jesus. Only one question. So we can either ask them, who's in charge of a unit after the death of your colonel? Cranell does not give you the right to conduct a tribunal. Or you were right, Downwell once. Oh, you were called Downwell once. What happened? Okay, let's distract them. You were called Downwell once. What happened?
What always happens when you get good at your job? That name meant night raids. Fucking extrajudicial funky time, burned villages. Shit that sounds bad on the radio. The same thing happened when we were called whatever the fuck it was. Probably won't be called Cranell for much longer either.
He looks around.
Not after this shit.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something.
Right, we're not gonna try and talk about the hanged man. I guess our only option is to is to light the spirit bomb and launch it at him. Right, here we go.
With a crash of shattering glass and a terrible roar, the fire draws in oxygen. The bomb hits the mercenary in the chest, swallowing him in flames as he staggers backward. In the fiery inferno, you see your tie, coiling around the man's neck. It is no longer horrific. but beautiful and pure.
I only ever wanted you to have fun, Harry.
It calls out to you one last time. Oh no, that means the horrific necktie is going to start. Oh, it's called the beautiful necktie now. Ah, oh, look at that character arc. Wait, I didn't even know your name.
My name, should you know it, is Jubson AS Men's Fashion Model Colourful Tie, catalogue number J327.
I know so little about you. How did we meet?
One day a sad man walked into a clothing store. He looked really darn like he hadn't had fun in years. He needed someone to show him how to rock and roll again. Jubson AS catalogue number J327 shone on the tie rack, trying to get his attention. The sad man picked it up and put it on. He looked at himself in the mirror, didn't smile.
Ah. What a beautiful origin story. I'm young again.
And from that moment on, we rode together. The rest of your clothes were still normal back then, but we took care of that soon enough.
Did we have any fun?
Truthfully, not a lot. I did everything a multi-pattern necktie can do to help a man. I mean, I tried to get you to do all the fun things. Drink beer, drink wine, drink cider. Go to parties with young people around and drink beer and cider. Do drugs too, so you don't fall asleep. You had some fun, but not enough to heal you.
I suppose we did kind of ignore all its suggestions, didn't we? What's wrong with me, beautiful necktie?
Your heart is broken, Bratushka, and it cannot be mended. Believe me, I've tried.
Am I going to stay like this forever?
No, you're going to be mowed down by gunfire from the 2 remaining marks. So no, not forever.
That's a good point, beautiful necktie. Who broke my heart?
You both did, Bratan. Deep down, you know it was both of you.
Then what's going on with that guy?
This guy? Well, his face has cracked open into a scream of terror. It looks like he's performing some sort of a shamanistic dance that requires you to be on fire. Yeah, his body contorts in a very disturbing manner. There's no mincing words with this one. He's dying a horrible, painful death as you're talking to your tie in your head. Smells like a steak on the grill, the burning flesh in your nostrils.
Well, maybe he'll find peace in death.
It's good to see you still have capacity for compassion, my friend. Deep down, you are a good man.
Oh, thank you, necktie. Goodbye. Oh, this is weirdly emotional. Oh, goodbye, necktie.
See you on the other side.
The necktie disintegrates into molten heat. Its last remaining embers let out a pop and crack. That sounds like...
Harry, for God's sake! Watch out!
To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly.
Dodge the shot.
You leap left. A swarm of angry lead passes mere millimeters from your side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks.
Stop shooting at me.
The man tilts his head, trying to see through the clearing smoke for the next shot. Watch out. To your left, DePaul is about to take a shot too, at Kim.
God, please.
Lieutenant says quietly. Without trembling, he aims, face pale.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you.
Who screamed?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through the burning meat and the flames. With his face boiling off, the man raises his pistol at you. Then he squeezes the trigger.
Oh, we'll have to... It's 3%. Even with our improved reaction speed. Oh, what else can we do? Let's give it a go. Oh gosh.
You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire, and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it.
Listen through the darkness and the pain.
The Hardy Boys are screaming, fighting, dying. Someone jumps over you. Nearby gunfire shatters glass.
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Touch your lower body.
Feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what has happened there. Even clutching to your consciousness takes everything you got.
What parts of me are missing?
Most of what's down there.
Oh god.
It's all gone. Open your eyes now. You have to see what's happening. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants you anyway.
No, never mind that Inland Empire. People want us. Kim wants us at the very least. Open our eyes. What do we see?
Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out.
Out of it, a silhouette appears. Crouching over you, you hear a familiar voice filled with urgency and fear. Dear oh dear. There's a white shadow that smells like apricot soul. Nah. Gun down in line of duty. It's okay.
Yes, keep talking. Stay awake. Look at me.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And the cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away. Almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. Scream immediately. He's gonna die.
No, Kim!
No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles, and your eyes are full of fear. That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves like a spring unloaded. He grabs the gun from your bloody hand and fires behind him. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world.
Fall into total darkness.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
No, let me back into the fight.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. It was him. He is the infernal engine. He never stops. He only gets worse.
God, a lot of stuff happened there. But it sounds like we've survived, question mark? Was on death's door?
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Kim.
Sunrise, Parabellum.
The lieutenant says he's in the middle of a freshly cleaned room with the fan above, his head like a halo, his face is covered in bruises. Ouch.
It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
What happened?
What happened? You threw an improvised petroleum bomb at the Major. A firefight ensued.
Is he dead?
Very. He died in the hospital.
A blood-stained killer.
Swallow.
As retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He missed, or you dodged.
I dodged.
Then I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. Glenn did not survive.
Oh gosh. There's a pause.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So do Alain and the musician. I forget his name.
Eugene?
Yes. He's still alive too.
Nod.
You were bleeding out. You said something, I don't know what. And you warned me. I was able to disarm Officer DePaul before she got the jump on me.
Thank you.
I killed her. And that's what happened.
Oh well. I thought you only smoked one a day.
This is the one.
Fair enough. They're all dead. All three of the contractors.
DePaul was the last to die. Everhart had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. The company is yet to retaliate.
Why?
Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Or maybe...
He breathes in the fumes, thinking.
Maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know.
How many casualties on the Union side total?
3. Glenn, Theo, Angus. The fat one. He took a lot of bullets. And Theo, he was just too old for combat.
Jesus, that's a lot more than I was hoping, in all honesty. When I played for the first time, I think only one person died. Clearly maybe throwing the firebomb was not the way forward. And that's...
All.
It's a total shit show, Kim.
Yes, officer. 7 people are dead. It's not a success. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
What did you say? Sunrise?
Sunrise Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
Isn't that written on your...
My gun, it's engraved on it.
Cops like it.
Is it war today?
The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say.
He looks out the window.
I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Good.
Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay.
It wasn't a big success, was it? Way too many people died in that engagement. 6 in total, that's not good. The room, it's clean.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
How long have I been out?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
That's fine. And the piss jacket, Kim, you took it off?
Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
I don't remember anything of a jacket. Anyway, how bad am I?
Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. The outer side, thankfully, no major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed and a bacterial infection treated with mercurochrome.
Can I walk?
We will see.
Has anyone from my station been to see me?
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says.
They don't care about me at all.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
Odd. You haven't seen any, have you?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
Not my station, then who treated me?
I did.
Aww. Thank you.
No need.
Are you hurt?
Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me.
Okay, then let's get up. Oh, I know that feeling. Getting up after having part of you opened up.
Easy now.
Lieutenant turns double again. Before your eyes, an orange hue of pain.
How are you?
Ah, my disco days are done.
Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Freighter.
That's a fair point. What happens now, Kim?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
We can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And Joyce has left too.
Joyce is gone?
Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad.
It looks out the window.
Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Classia, well, at least she's safely locked away.
You think she could be of more use to us?
Locked up? No, she would be of more use to us free, honestly. But it was the right thing to do.
Oh god, we've made all the mistakes during this playthrough. Who did it then, Kim? Who killed the hanged man?
I don't know. I think the dangerous theory you presented on Classia, or whatever her name is, was wrong. We have not found a motive or a weapon for her. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect.
His voice is calm, matter of fact. Ah, bloody hell. We've got very little from this. There are those old bunkers, the weapon caches, revolution area.
We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them.
But they seemed so mysterious.
I just can't believe they're useless.
No need to be melodramatic.
There's still a 28% possibility the shot came from a distance.
We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else?
The antique bullet. How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be?
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless.
The miracle hasn't happened yet. It's not over yet.
He does not know what to reply. Looks out of the window, then back at you. It's morning outside. You think.
You know what I think about solving crimes?
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
Solving crimes is hard.
It really is very hard.
You're not ready to give up, are you?
No. Are you ready to limp?
I'm ready.
Good. Where do you want to limp to?
We should check Miss Classier's room upstairs.
Why not?
Extinguishes the cigarette on the sole of his boot.
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
Well, that was quite exciting. I think we'll end that there, to be honest. We've done things. People have died. But the case is not over. There's still potential to maybe find who done it. So, yeah. Anyway, cool. If you want to support the channel, £1 a month does get you one extra game a week on the old Patreon. Also, have a look at the Discord for Dawn of War related things, if that's what you're into. Mine's been Miss Landshark. Pleasure as always, never a chore. I will see you in a bit. Peace.